If Disturbia is a great reboot of Rear Window, then Housebound is a great reboot of Disturbia. In the end, we all know who we should thank. Hannibal Lecter. Tonight's review is on Housebound. This film follows a young woman who has led a life of crime for a while, and after being caught by the police for the upteenth time, it's decided that she should be under house arrest at her mother's home. Her mother firmly believes that the house is haunted, and naturally the main character thinks she's nuts, but after a while she starts to hear some strange noises coming from inside the walls, and as things get progressively weirder, she too begins to suspect that there's another occupant in the house. When I found a copy of Housebound at the store, there was a quote on the back of the box which grabbed my attention. It didn't merely say that this was the best horror film of the year, nor did it quote that it was that reviewer's new favorite horror movie. The exact phrase was, "You have a new favorite horror film." So that was a pretty bold statement. I said, okay, we'll see about that. This is a straight-up horror comedy which fits well into both genres. As a horror film, it has some genuinely scary and tension-filled moments. In particular, there are a couple of scenes early on involving an old toy which creeped me out big time. And a lot of the comedy just comes from the characters. Like, the main woman in this film starts off very unlikable, but at the same time, some of her smartass lines are pretty funny. Also, there's this bumbling cop who just immediately believes the woman and her mother that the house is haunted and begins helping them out, and does become part of the main cast, which is fortunate because he's very likable. By far, though, the funniest character in the film is the mother. She's very lovable, yet at the same time she's not the sharpest knife in the drawer. She just has these very absent-minded reactions whenever something serious is going on, and it's hilarious. What I love the most is also the situational humor, which is spliced in with some genuinely scary moments. There's one scene in particular where the lights go out and the screen goes completely dark, and you get this scene that's very terrifying, yet at the same time just funny as hell from the way that the characters are talking. Then during the final act, when the shit really starts hitting the fan, on the one hand, it is very suspenseful because you've become so attached to these characters that you want to see them make it out alive, yet at the same time, the film skillfully juggles that with some of the funniest moments. So, as a horror comedy, it saves the best of both worlds for last. While I don't see Housebound making it into my top 20 as far as favorites go, it's still a pretty awesome movie nonetheless. It's very creepy, very funny, and it definitely comes recommended. I hope you all have a good one.